Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the 2015 Battle for the Coast here in Ventura, California. I am Tara Armoff.
And I'm Chloroform Cupcake.
And we are having a little time machine game right now. This is the second game of the day, and it features Ventura County Derby Darlings, the host league, playing against the Sonoma County All-Stars. And it's kind of a redo of yesterday's second game between these very two same teams.
That's right. Yesterday they had played. Sonoma lost to the Ventura County Derby Darlings.
That's right. Ventura won 204 to 142. And but since then, Sonoma won a game, and then Ventura won another game. And so that's what finds them in this game. Whoever wins this game plays the very next game against V-Town, and that is a chance to play against SFV for champs.
Yes.
Ventura is in green. Sonoma is in black. Channing Hayden out and lead jammer for Ventura. Rowdy Bout jamming for Sonoma. Again, Sonoma in black. Rowdy facing a three-wall at the front of the pack. Channing Tatum coming up for her first scoring path.
Sonoma loses two blockers for some penalties, so they only have two blockers on the track helping out their jammer.
Rowdy Bout going down thanks to TK at the head of the pack. Even though there's only two blockers on the track for Sonoma, they do a good job holding back Hayden for a little bit there. She does get through. She does pick up 5 points for Ventura.
Absolutely. Those blockers are very vicious, but they're very aware of jammer location and how to break apart the Derby Darlings pack.
Rowdy Bout finally making it out of the pack on her initial pass. Channing Hayden calls the jam after picking up 3 more points on that pass. Ventura starting out with 8 points to Sonoma's 0. 28 minutes, 40 seconds in the first half.
It's amazing after Jam 1 having so many penalties right off the bat.
It's like way to overachieve, everybody, early in the morning. It's like we're going to just visit that penalty box as much as possible.
They're overcompensating with so much coffee in their system. They're like, we must fight.
Cinderosa jamming for Ventura, going up against Foxy Trotter for Sonoma. So far, both these teams going to their go-to jammers.
Multiplayer block being called on Sonoma.
Foxy Trotter for Sonoma out and lead jammer.
So far, quick-paced game, but both teams battling it out right here. She's going to call it off, Foxy Trotter. Oh, I guess I didn't see her call off.
Well, we saw her put her hands to her hips momentarily and then go on through. So apparently Al Capone saying, "Oh, I'll let that go."
This Trixie, this Foxy Trotter.
Cinderosa getting through on the inside line, picking up some points for Ventura. Foxy Trotter also getting her points as well. That puts Sonoma on the board with 8 points to Ventura's 16. 27 minutes, 28 seconds in the first half.
So far, so good. This morning has definitely jolted a lot of players. I mean, we had a really fast-paced game earlier as well.
Yes, the previous game to this, V-Town versus SFV. Oh, my goodness. Little slow start at the beginning, and then the coffee kicked in, and oh my gosh, the adrenaline is running, and that seems to be the case going on right now. Everyone's nice and caffeinated and ready to go.
Absolutely. We have Malice in Chains for Sonoma, Fatal Traction for Derby Darlings, and it is Fatal Traction for Ventura County.
I see Renegade Riot going to the penalty box for Ventura. She is one of their top blockers, so interesting to see how she does with penalties in this game. Nice work by just using the weight of the opposing blocker, just kind of leaning into that shoulder block, able to get around and get her points before the jam is called.
I think that's a very sneaky move, and blockers are really good at it, and so are jammers when they really use it against themselves. And the blocker just goes tumbling down by putting too much weight on one side of their skate. So it's awesome work.
Sonoma with 10 points to Ventura County's 18, 26 minutes, 7 seconds in the first half. Foxy Trotter for Sonoma going up against Channing Hayden for Ventura. Again, Ventura in green, Sonoma in black. Foxy Trotter taking that outside line. Around too naughty for you to get lead jammer for Sonoma.
Nice hit from the blocker from Sonoma.
Channing Hayden getting held up in the front by a twofer of Sonoma's blockers. She finally gets out on her initial pass. Foxy Trotter is on her scoring pass. She's having a little bit of difficulty getting through the pack, but she's slowly but surely just nickel and diming this jam.
Oh, she just blows through two of the blockers, Renegade Riot.
And Lispy Bismuth.
She just flew right by them. Amazing. Let them taste the floor a little bit. Closing the gap now on the score, 14 for Sonoma, 18 for Derby Darlings.
25 minutes left in the first half of this game. It just got really quiet.
Awkward.
Cinderosa back on the jammer line for Ventura, going up against Shira Badass, a team captain for Sonoma County.
Just the calm before the storm, because we got a multiplayer block sending off some blockers from Sonoma, and now Ventura has the upper hand, and they get the lead jam position. Cinderosa out in front. Another penalty.
That's Renegade Riot. That's trip 2 already, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
It's going to make for an interesting game, that's for sure.
Sonoma pairing it up at the front of the pack as Cinderosa comes in. Cinderosa just dips under that wall, gets her points, and calls the jam after scoring 4 more points.
Good see, ladies and gentlemen, and I got the points. Thanks. Calling it off.
Thank you. Bye. Sonoma with 14 points to Ventura's 22. 23 minutes, 52 seconds in the first half.
Their game yesterday was as well, a lot of back and forth. They're trying to figure out each other's weaknesses, but mostly pretty evenly matched, although I think Ventura does have the edge when it comes to the brute force that they got on that track.
One thing that I was noticing in yesterday's game is each team had their definite areas where they wanted to set up their defense. Ventura, really good with the back wall. Sonoma relying heavily on the front wall until like the last 15 minutes of their game yesterday against Ventura, and then they started mixing it up and started getting better results, but it was a little too late for them to make up the point differential. And watching Sonoma play in the afternoon against Derby Revolution of Bakersfield, I saw them use the knowledge that they were picking up against Ventura to solidly defeat Bakersfield. So it's interesting. Obviously, Sonoma on a learning curve. They're only 5 points behind right now. I'm interested in seeing how much of the knowledge that they've gained so far this weekend, how much they're able to apply it against Ventura.
Absolutely. It seems to be a running theme that, when you have so few teams in a tournament, it's really easy to take notes and grab and observe. So great job on both teams doing this. Sonoma really doing great work.
Channing Hayden jamming for Ventura. She gets out, she gets lead. The hometown crowd loves that. Foxy Trotter on her way to the penalty box for a track cut. This is the first power jam in this game in favor of Ventura.
And she just spins right on out, having no trouble with Shira Badass. Just for a couple seconds there, she held on. She's got a grand slam.
Sonoma building their wall at the front. Nice assist by Cat Scratch Fever for Channing Hayden.
Very nice assist.
And interesting,
some holes.
I just saw Hayden tell Cat Scratch Fever, like, nope, I got this. She just got through for another 5 points.
Great job on the communication there, because sometimes jammers just know how to fill it out. Other times, passive offense is a great idea.
Ooh. Again, Channing Hayden getting a little help. Foxy Trotter back on the track. Hayden decides to call it before Trotter gets a chance to get out and score any of the points for Sonoma County. Ventura with 34 to Sonoma's 17. 21 minutes, 15 seconds in the first half.
Very aggressive start to both teams. Sonoma showing that they can hang with the Ventura ladies. So this is very powerful how this game is starting off.
And both teams have to watch how they gauge this game, because One of them is playing in the next game, so back-to-back games. Yikes.
And we talked about being caffeinated, but I think they'll need a little bit more gumption for it to make it through the second game.
This is where conditioning will really come in for them. Renegade Riot, again on her way to the penalty box for Ventura. I count that as the third time she's gone in 10 minutes.
She's just really, really excited.
I would be too. Cinderosa getting through, not getting any points. Sonoma coming out on top in that jam. They're now up to 21 points to Ventura's 34. Just over 20 minutes left in the first half.
I really like this tournament, how organized it is. They were cleaning the track at the end of the night. I mean, the facilities here are amazing. The crew is amazing. These officials just are nailing it. So very efficient. Really like checking that at halftime, seeing all the penalties. Rowdy Bout It is your lead jammer for Sonoma County.
Fatal Traction jamming for Ventura. She also makes it out of the pack. Sonoma trying to surround one of the Ventura blockers.
Nice work. Rowdy Bout It just hits it, quits it, calls it a day on that one. Grabs 4 points, closing the gap a little bit closer. 19 minutes and 24 seconds left in this half.
And again, the penalties are really going to affect these teams because, as we see, there are only 2 blockers for Ventura right now on the track. And Sonoma has 3. We see a blocker standing in the box for each team. Channing Hayden jamming for Ventura, going up against Shira Badass for Sonoma. Channing has 1 to beat at the front of the pack.
Allison Chains has to let her go 20 feet out, so Channing Hayden is your lead jammer for Ventura County.
Shira getting caught in a 2-wall at the front of the pack. TK on her way to the penalty box on the Ventura side. I think that was for a multiplayer. Hayden on her scoring pass. Picks up 2 points for Ventura on that run. Sonoma 0. That's 25 points for Sonoma, 36 for Ventura. Just over 18 minutes in the first half.
Coach running out from Ventura County going, what's happening? What do I do with my hands? And the captain, Fatal Traction, just saying, Coach, just take a moment, put a pin in it. We got it.
Deep breath, cleansing breaths. Cinderosa for Ventura County going up against KWOW for Sonoma County.
I really like watching KWOW from Sonoma County. She's got some of that brute force. Yes,
she's
absolutely.
I love that type of big bully jammer. Cinderosa using a little more finesse. She finally makes it out of the pack herself.
KWOW just trying to make quick work on the inside line. Anti-Social D is being blocked heavily.
Wow. Both jammers go flying into the infield, having to reset. KWOW.
Oh, no, that's going to be a low block probably. Yes, to Cat Scratch
block,
Fever.
Yes. Good call, ref.
Wow. That was some feistiness.
Sonoma picking up 4 points in that jam. Ventura 1. Sonoma at 29. Ventura 37. 17 minutes in the first half.
Craig's Fist out there just clarifying some things. Maybe he saw a lot of action and has to get some clarification for us. I love that he's out there just doing the heavy lifting for us. So I don't.
Oh, totally.
Rowdy Bout It for Sonoma County going out to Fatal Traction of Ventura County. Both packs moving really quickly.
Fatal
Chains right up in the front there.
Fatal Traction getting out, getting lead. Getting around that 2-person wall at the front. Rowdy Bout It just putting on the afterburners, making it out of the pack. There's a forearm call on TK. She's on her way to the penalty box for Ventura.
Huge hit to straight jacket.
And there's a forearm call on Fatal Traction. This is now a power jam in favor of Sonoma. So that's a power jam for each team so far in this game.
And this is the exciting part when the teams are getting closer and closer in the point differential. Oh, Rowdy Bout It just floats through the inside line.
She's the Muhammad Ali of jammers this morning. Floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee.
Absolutely.
Sonoma County going for the passive offense there.
Oh, that was adorable. She was trying to call off the jam, but as you know, we don't have a lead jammer right now.
Yeah, she was told, like, go, 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 go. Both jammers making it out of the pack simultaneously. Both jammers picking up points. Rowdy going down thanks to Fatal Traction. Fatal Traction being sent back to the box for a forearm penalty for that move.
And the crowd goes wild, literally.
I think the crowd respectfully disagrees with that call.
Yes. Crowd is definitely getting involved now. Excellent work by TK.
Oh, interesting how Rowdy Bout it gets pushed out, and then her blockers come in and try to push out the blockers who pushed her out.
Yeah, they're just waterfalling all over each other. Both sides of the packs just violent. Well, that was a very entertaining jam.
Wow, a lot of stuff going on in there.
Lead change.
We have our first lead change of this game. 49 points for Sonoma. Ventura 41. We do have a team timeout being called right now, which I think this is a good time for a team timeout. We're about halfway through the first half of the game, and the energy level, it keeps ratcheting up. And as we were saying, it's like one of these teams has to play the very next game. So it's like, take that time out.
Absolutely.
Chill.
The strategy, it has to be to, contain that energy while still maintaining the brute force that both teams has really brought to this first half.
And again, I am seeing Sonoma, they are applying what they learned yesterday against Ventura in this game. They're not always playing the front. If they're taking advantage of playing the back when they can, and both teams are doing really well of just frustrating each other, which I think is why we're seeing that the energy level ratchet up the way that it is.
Yeah, we're seeing the score reflect a back and forth, but also it's really reflective of the penalties going back and forth as well. So both teams really just trying to contain their energy. But we're going to go ahead and see what
Craig's Fist went to make sure that everything is going correctly over there with stats. So
thank you, Craig's Fist, for all that you do.
Foxy Trotter for Sonoma County going up against Fatal Traction. Fatal Traction out of the box, gets lead jammer for Ventura.
Foxy Trotter still stuck behind that 2 wall right there, just recycling back and forth antisocial B. Just amazing work.
Fatal Traction going down on the outside turn. She resets very quickly, gets through, picks up her points, calls it off before Foxy Trotter gets a chance to score.
Ventura trying to take advantage of the team timeout, trying to capitalize and make sure that they can hang with Sonoma, just maybe within a 5-point differential. Only 4 points now separate these two teams.
13 minutes, 41 seconds in the first half of this game. Malice in Chains on the jammer line for Sonoma. This is the first time she has jammed this particular game, but she is one of their usual go-to jammers. And, of course, Channing Hatem, big performer for Ventura.
I'm happy to see Malice in Chains out there jamming. She did a great job yesterday. So Channing Hatem is your lead jammer for Ventura. Both packs trying to contain and control. Channing Hatem's just going to call it off. Double zeros, donuts time.
Interesting that Ventura, in an attempt to slow down the pack, had to build that back wall, but since Malice in Chains was so close to Hatem, I think that's why Hatem called it. It's like, okay, you guys slowed it down. That's awesome, but I got to call it because I don't want them to score any points on me.
Yeah, Malice in Chains is a very dangerous jammer, so good call on calling that off. It's better to keep it a clean jam than, have to come back.
Cinderosa jamming for Ventura, going up against Shira Badass for Sonoma. Cinderosa has 3 to beat in the front. They're doing their triangulation there, and she's having a tough time trying to get through. And look at that on the outside. Shira Badass gets out and gets lead for Sonoma.
Great work by Shira Badass. Just found that opening hole. Cinderosa just trying to get past one more blocker. Ventura has lost a blocker due to multiplayer blocks, so Sonoma now has the advantage pack-wise.
Shira Badass gets through, picks up her 4 points with that tiny little apex hop that we saw on the inside. At first I thought she cut because I heard a whistle just as she landed, like, oh no, but nope, she did it clean. She picks up her points, calls it off. Sonoma with 53 points to Ventura's 45, 11 minutes, 45 seconds in the first half.
This is definitely one of those games where you just have to pay attention. The little details are what's going to add up in the very end, whether it's penalties or points or whatever.
Rowdy Bout It jamming for Sonoma, going up against Fatal Traction. Rowdy Bout It gets out, gets lead for Sonoma. Fatal Traction also making her way out of the pack, right behind her, not even a quarter track behind.
And we'll probably see the pack here start to speed up just a little bit. Rowdy Bout It just squeaks out by the inside, calls it off immediately. Great job hitting it and quitting it. 4 points for Sonoma.
Yeah, she took advantage of that wide open inside lines. Like, thank you for making this easy for me to score my points.
And again, it just goes back to the details, the tiny things. Do you leave the inside line open? Is there just a little gap or slant towards the outside? That's what's probably going to pick these teams apart. So, interesting enough. We'll see how it goes.
Channing Hayden back on the line for Ventura against Shira Badass for Sonoma. Hayden has a triangulation to beat in the front. Shira, though, squeaks by on the inside, gets through, gets lead for Sonoma. Hayden getting reabsorbed into the pack. Spacey Lords and Full Metal Jackie doing a great job holding her back.
Absolutely, and Sonoma doing an excellent job bridging and just making sure, they're going to collapse this pack right here. Shira Badass is going to find that hole on the outside, which she does. She doesn't understand what's going on, and then she just calls it off.
She comes out of there, doesn't take off.
Yeah.
Of course, we're getting confused with all the yelling and the whistles and stuff, so I can imagine why the skaters might be confused too. It's like, did I just get it? I'm cool? I'm calling it then.
Yes. Yeah, good call on her, keeping her hands close to her hips to call that off.
Sonoma bumps themselves up to 61 points to Ventura's 45. 9 minutes, 33 seconds in the first half of this game. I'm on pins and needles watching this game. This is really exciting.
Absolutely. We have Foxy Trotter for Sonoma going against Cinderosa for Ventura.
Nice tight pack coming off that line, and Foxy Trotter gets out, gets lead for Sonoma.
The special thing about Sonoma is it doesn't matter how many blockers they're down, it seems like. They can still just break away and pick apart Ventura.
And Ventura is no slouch themselves on keeping their pack work together. Foxy Trotter makes it through, picks up 4 points, and calls it before Cinderosa gets a chance to score. 20 points now separating these teams. 45 for Ventura, 65 for Sonoma. 8 minutes, 40 seconds in the first half.
And I'm momentarily distracted by one of the coaches from Sonoma wearing shiny leggings.
Oh, he's pretty.
I love it. I mean, I just feel like he should break out in a dance or something.
I think that is Izzy Serious.
It is. And is he seriously wearing those? They are amazeballs.
Fatal Traction out and lead jammer for Ventura. Rowdy Bout It for Sonoma, also making her way out of the pack as well. Sonoma trying to set up a 4-wall at the front. Ventura has one of the Sonoma blockers as a goat. KWOW going down.
Wow.
But it is Fatal Traction going to the box for a back block.
Just amazing because Fatal Traction just got the back block call, but she was just trying to skirt around the outside of KWOW, but KWOW can just really booty block till the day's end. So amazing work by both players, honestly.
Sonoma going for the passive offense again as Rowdy Bout It hitting Ventura wall going down.
Pile up just before turn one.
Oh, okay, there's a low block being called on Rowdy Bout It, and because it happened just past the penalty box, she couldn't just go back to the penalty box. She has to skate all the way around. So we have ourselves a revolving door on the penalty box. Fatal Traction comes out of there as fast as possible. Comes up for her first scoring pass.
Nice work by Straight Jacket. Unfortunately, she's going to head to the penalty box. Didn't see what call she got, but it probably was a forearm.
I would guess it's a forearm.
Yeah.
Fatal Traction through for 5 points for Ventura.
Allison Chains just throwing her hips. She's probably going to get that low block. Yes, she does. So she's going to head to the penalty box. It's an interesting call. Fatal Traction trying to call off the jam. Cannot.
The penalty box is full for the blockers on Sonoma. Fatal Traction, big jam for her. She puts Ventura. Oh, and Sonoma's score getting updated as well. We have ourselves a 11-point game. I can count, I swear. 64 points for Ventura, 75 for Sonoma. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half of this game. Oh my goodness.
It's about to get real, folks.
Channing Hayden back on the line for Ventura, going up against Shira Badass, who gets out and gets lead for Sonoma. Sonoma doing their best to slow the pack down. There's only 2 blockers on the track. Straight Jacket on her way to the penalty box.
Izzy Sirius just getting riled up in that box over there. He is just not happy with those last few calls, but Sonoma still on top.
Sonoma picked up 3 points in that last jam.
Some stuff might be getting a little bit cray. I mean, panty helmet covers flying everywhere, people yelling at each other.
What is on the line in this game? I can understand why there's energy.
Wow.
Lana Payne.
Yeah, she just nails it. Goes right through the pack on the inside. Took her no time at all. This is the first time she's jamming today so far.
TK on her way to the penalty box for Ventura. So they're going to have a blocker down. Lana Payne getting caught up in a Foxy Trotter able to find her way through, picking up 4 points to Lana's 2.
Injury.
Amazing work by both teams on that jam. 66 for Ventura, 82 for Sonoma. 4 minutes, 16 seconds in the first half. Cinderosa jamming for Ventura, going up against Rowdy Bout for Sonoma.
Now we're at the 4-minute mark for this half.
Right about it. Looked like momentarily she was going on defense, but no, she just twirls her way through, takes that outside line, gets out and gets lead for Sonoma.
I'm starting to wonder if that's like a play of theirs, because it seems to work really well, and I see it pretty often at tier 2. They just squeak that outside.
Rowdy Bout it, patiently waiting for that inside line to open up. She's able to get through and score points before Cinderosa gets a chance to hit the pack. That's 4 more points for Sonoma.
Sonoma is stretching the legs here right now, definitely getting that lead gap a little bit wider, and I think they're trying to play a little bit more smart because they seem a little bit more calculated, getting on that wall right on the start there, the jammer line.
Yeah, that's something that I've been noticing in the past year is the team generally that gets that back wall right at the start, usually very successful holding back the jammer. And of course there are exceptions to that rule, but in general, I would say whoever gets that back wall has a good chance of getting their jammer out, as we are seeing right now. Malice and Chains out in lead for Sonoma.
Oh no, we're gonna have a power jam situation as Channing Hayden is gonna go to the penalty box for a cut track.
That makes this a power jam for Malice and Chains. Oh, she goes down. She has to reset behind. Sonoma doing a good job, though, of preventing Ventura's blockers from going back farther, bridging it out beyond 20 feet.
Absolutely. Sonoma has done a great job of just containing and doing great wall work. Their pack is just really well-rounded.
They're really coming together this weekend. I have not seen a whole lot from them before this weekend, and again, it's seeing the learning trajectory of a team over the course of a tournament is always exciting when they're learning all these awesome positive things about teamwork and pack work and what they can do to get their jammers through, like we're seeing with Sonoma. Sonoma in the lead with 91 points to Ventura's 66, 2 minutes 8 seconds on the clock in the first half, and we do have a timeout going on.
I think they are discussing maybe a call towards the end. I know that Sonoma, I believe, was trying to ask for a cut track on a Ventura player, but I am just speculating at this point. It's what I do best when I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when we don't know what's going on, we're just going to make stuff up.
The unicorn that ran through here was just on a rampage, asking for cookies and T-shirts.
Rainbows.
Yeah, T-shirts being printed, rainbows and stars and hearts.
And we see the NSOs coming into the center, making sure that their paperwork matches what is on the board.
Oh, wouldn't that be so fun if it was a penalty fallout already? I mean, I'm not trying
It'd be
to.
fun for us, but
yeah.
not for the teams.
I'm all about the.
Would it be awesome if everyone fouled out by the half? What would they do? And the teams would be saying, "No, that's not a good idea. Don't suggest things like that. You people are terrible."
Absolutely. So it's an official timeout right now, just discussing some items, I'm sure.
It got very quiet again.
Awkward.
Craig's Fist talking to the reps in the middle. And again, we want to remind everyone that all of the games that have been happening this weekend are happening on the even-houred hours. So this 10 a.m. game that is going on, the next game will start at noon local time. Okay, Craig's Fist confirming that what the refs are doing is making sure that the penalty paperwork is correct and the correct skater is sitting in the penalty box, and the refs have determined that that is true, even though Ventura might not be happy about that because this does start out as a power jam in favor of Sonoma County.
Definitely appreciate that timeout, though, when a game is this close and placement's on the line.
Yeah, when everything's on the line like this, I do not mind a timeout to make sure everything is correct. Foxy Trotter getting through, getting lead for Sonoma.
Pack just sitting at turn 1.
Channing Hayden out of the penalty box as well. She comes slowly on the back wall of Sonoma. Foxy Trotter has one to beat. She gets around Renegade Riot. That's 5 points for Sonoma. Channing Hayden shoots like a cannon out of the pack as well.
And she's going to call it off, denying Channing Hayden's chance of getting any points in this round, but both teams starting off at full strength in the next jam.
1 minute, 18 seconds left in the first half of this game. Ventura, 66 points to Sonoma's 96. Lana Payne back on the jammer line for Ventura, going up against Rowdy Bout for Sonoma. Lana getting caught up in a back wall.
Back block, definitely.
Oh, and she is on her way to the penalty box. This is yet another power jam in favor of Rowdy Bout and Sonoma as Lana Payne goes and takes a seat in the penalty box.
Sometimes the back blocks are not as obvious, but that time Lana Payne just hands everywhere.
It's pretty obvious. Rowdy Bout through for 5 points. K-Wow for Sonoma on her way to the penalty box. A lot of falling going on right now.
Century mark broken by Sonoma County. Rowdy Bout just pushing through. Another 5 points.
Considering the amount of skaters that are in the penalty box, I mean, we have now these little micro packs, 3 against 2. Rowdy Bout just cutting through that pack as if those opposing blockers were not even there.
Ventura's got to be a little bit more careful, I think. They're out of play, being, maybe 20, 30 feet.
Lana Payne out of the penalty box, back on the track, through on her initial pass. Rowdy getting some coaching from Izzy Sirius, yelling at her, "We're good, we're good, we're good." She immediately calls it. We are now at the halftime mark, and the score stands 66 points for Ventura, 115 for Sonoma. So this is quite a turnaround from yesterday's game.
A little bit. Both teams, again, we're kind of neck and neck, but Ventura pulling through and getting that win against Sonoma. So, we're looking at the score from yesterday, 204 to 142, around 60-point differential. And so now we're kind of getting close to that as well right now.
Just at the half.
Just at the half.
And so we have enough minutes to go, and then this whichever team wins has to play V-Town in the very next game.
I feel like I need to drink coffee for them, just in support,
Yes. And I don't know what they would do to fuel up, eat a whole stack of bananas or something for the potassium. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be
feel
insane.
for them for sure. So we're going to be back in just a few moments here, probably about 13 minutes. This is Chloroform Cupcake.
I'm Tara Armoff, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. We are at the end of halftime, the second game of the second day of Battle for the Coast here in Ventura, California. I am Tara Armoff.
And I'm Chloroform Cupcake.
So we have, we got a shot of the penalty board at halftime, and interesting things are kind of going on there. On the Ventura side, TK has 5 penalties.
Yes, she's only matched by Spacey Lords with 5 penalties.
And KWOW.
And KWOW.
Both Spacey Lords and KWOW on Sonoma. They're both key players. KWOW has been both blocking and jamming and has been a force to be reckoned with all weekend. And Spacey Lords, she was jamming earlier yesterday, but she got into a blocker groove by the end of the day and this morning. But now she's getting into a penalty groove, which is a problem for Sonoma. Lana Payne is out there jamming right now for Ventura. Ventura is behind with 66 points, 115. Oh, both jammers going to the box. And I think both for track cuts. Well, little copycatters, what is up with that?
They like to do-si-do. That was fun.
Interesting.
little pause. Gives the NSO something to do for a little bit.
Sat down for like maybe 1 second, got right back up, got right back on the track. Now, since both jammers did go to the box, that means this is a 2-minute jam. Oh, Lana Payne going down at the front of the pack. Rowdy Bout it out on her initial pass. Nice partnerships by Sonoma. They're not able to contain Lana Payne. She gets out of the pack as Rowdy hits the back of the pack on a scoring run.
Antisocial Bee just doing a great job of holding back Rowdy Bout it. But, Lana Payne is just trying to keep up and try to gain some traction here for Ventura.
Lana squeaks through on the outside for another 4 points for Ventura. Full Metal Jackie on her way to the penalty box. So is Renegade Riot. So that is a blocker down from each team.
Not usually a problem for Sonoma. Let's see how it plays out for Ventura, being a little bit behind in points.
Sonoma going back to their usual ball. Lana Payne able to get around that, but again, so is Rowdy Bout it. Each jammer just getting their points, running that score up as much as possible.
Both packs 3 apiece. We'll start the next jam that way as well. 74 for Ventura, Sonoma County at 127. We're going to have a little bit of a price, yeah, so 74 for Ventura, 127 for Sonoma.
Were you trying to do math?
I was, and it's just,
Don't.
I just don't like it.
I
like colors.
Yeah. See, I like colors and watching bodies fly across the track. I just like to keep it simple
Keep
in
it
my
simple.
life.
Right?
I leave the math to the smarter people than me.
It's rocket surgery.
Cinderosa jamming for Ventura, going up against Foxy Trotter for Sonoma. Cinderosa getting pushed around a little bit, but she's being patient. Foxy Trotter taking that outside line. That is a track cut on Foxy Trotter. She is going to the penalty box. It is now a power jam in favor of Cinderosa and Ventura.
Ventura's bench is just coaching the bananas out of the team right now at turn 4. Lots of loud noises. Hashtag loud noises.
All of the yelling going on by the team benches right now. Cinderosa getting smacked down into the infield. She has to reset behind the pack. Sonoma setting up in front. Ventura doing passive offense. Cinderosa gets through, picking up 5 more points for Ventura.
Ventura's definitely going to have a chance here if Sonoma keeps up this penalty-driven offense. It's going to be very difficult for Sonoma to hold their lead.
Another blocker going to the box for Sonoma. I think they're letting the excitement of the game and their lead get to them because they're Full Metal Jackie, hitting from out of bounds there. You can't do that.
No, TK.
Foxy Trotter back on the track. Cinderosa getting through for another scoring pass. That's 4 more points for Ventura. She calls it off. 88 points now for Ventura to Sonoma's 127. 25 minutes, 46 seconds left in this game.
Great job by Ventura capitalizing on Sonoma's penalty-driven jam there. So both packs doing heavy lifting on the track, a lot of hits, and but not so much web work. They're not really close together as we saw maybe yesterday.
A little spazzy right now, a little spazzy.
Channing Hayden is your lead jammer for Ventura. She's going against Shira Badass for Sonoma County.
Shira Badass getting stymied by the partnerships in the front. She finally makes it out, but not before Channing Hayden coming through on her scoring pass. Sonoma partnering up. Spacey Lords trying to stop Hayden. Hayden getting through, getting her points, calling it off.
The speed at which the game is being played now is definitely picking up. Not only are the penalties flying left and right, but also the players. I mean, they're getting hit into field, outfield, but they're getting up rather quickly, so everything's moving at a really quick pace right now. It's kind of hard. If you blink, you miss something.
I expect a team timeout to happen pretty soon if this pace keeps up because, again, neither team can afford to foul out. This is the game that keeps one of these teams alive and able to play for the championship game later this afternoon.
I agree. If one of the teams doesn't call a timeout, then team referee will probably do it for them. We have Rowdy Bout as your lead jammer for Sonoma County. She's going against Lana Payne for Ventura. Lana has to get past K-Well right there.
I think Lana Payne still warming up, since she did just come back from San Francisco, and that is quite a drive.
Lana Payne trying to go through the inside, but Straight Jacker says, no way, Jose. No pack is called. Pack tries to reconvene. Bridging work done by Sonoma County right now. Lana Payne just laying into K-Wow's chesticles. And she knocks her out, so Lana Payne's going to have to recycle all the way back behind Ventura. Out of place called, so lucky for her.
Lana Payne resets behind K-Wow. K-Wow trying to stay on her as much as possible. She rejoins the rest of her Sonoma comrades at the front of the pack. Now they're bridging out. Lana Payne just full on attacking that 2-wall. And K-Wow saying, what? Hit me again. I don't care. Bring it.
Wow. If there's a blocking MVP, K-Wow for this game, for sure.
Nice work by Lana Payne, finally picking up the hardest 5 points that she's had to get this morning.
I think that's the hardest 5 points of this game so far.
I agree. She's coming up against Sonoma in the back again. Rowdy Bout it coming through. She picks up 4 points for Sonoma. Lana Payne having to reset to the way back.
Lana is feeling it right now. You can definitely tell she's kind of gassed.
K-Wow just has her number. It's like she has a homing device somewhere in her body on Lana Payne and just making it as miserable as possible.
I definitely don't envy the team that wins because, they're just going to have to get through another hour of playing derbies, which is fun in theory, but, after a tournament, it's kind of like, what did I do? Why did I do this?
Yeah, back-to-back games is really, really tough. And again, as we were saying earlier, this next game, that is where discipline and conditioning are really going to come into play, especially against B-Town, who has come out swinging in this tournament.
Absolutely, and also who eats the most bananas. So we have Malice in Chains for Sonoma County. She is your lead jammer. She's going against Cinderosa of Ventura. Pack breaking up and then coming back together.
Malice in Chains coming up for a scoring pass, taking advantage of the 3 inches left open on the inside line. Does a nice picks up her 4 points, calls it off before Cinderosa gets a chance to score. That bumps up Sonoma to 139 points to Ventura's 98. 21 minutes, 22 seconds left in this game.
Ventura just teeter-tottering towards that century mark. So we could see them break through that, and then the game will be pretty close. Anything within a 20 to 40 point range.
If Sonoma is not able to get hammers out of the penalty box, that'll be Ventura's big opportunity to even up the score. Right now, Shira Badass remaining on the track for Sonoma. She gets out. She gets lead. Channing Hayden closing in on her very, very quickly. Channing Hayden going down on her own, just kind of sliding out. I think those invisible banana peels are just beginning to affect everyone's skating.
Bowser's out there just lurking.
And it looks like that was a scoreless jam. I think it got called, and so the score remains 139-98 in favor of Sonoma. 20 minutes, 25 seconds left in the game.
Still no timeouts from these teams. Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
I am stroking my beard as we speak.
Rowdy Bout it, fighting her way through. She gets called on a forearm penalty. She goes to the penalty box. This is a power jam in favor of Ventura and Cinderosa.
She obviously did not get your memo where you just spoke that the jammers are not allowed to get penalties.
It is the announcer's curse. We say one thing and then the thing that isn't supposed to happen happens. Cinderosa coming in for her scoring pass, easily breaks through. So the Sonoma defense picking up 5 points, breaking the century mark for Ventura.
And that's interesting because Sonoma's been very strong as a wall. Cinderosa just flying onto the infield.
She's also getting some great assists by both Renegade Riot and Fatal Traction.
Absolutely, just having to go against just a little bit of a 2-wall. They have to let her go. There was no bridging there for a moment, so Rowdy Bout it back at it.
Rowdy Bout it making it through on her initial pass. Cinderosa coming up for another scoring pass for Ventura. She gets bumped into the infield and she's like, I think I'll call it.
Good call on the call.
111 for Ventura, 139 for Sonoma. 18 minutes, 46 seconds left in this game, and we see a timeout being called.
By
It's a
Sonoma.
team timeout. How about that?
How about win?
We
We just got a grand slam on calling it.
yeah, we just figured out.
So right now we have a team timeout for Sonoma, which is actually probably a really good idea. Ventura is starting to get their traction, I believe, especially in the pack control. You know, it was kind of very amoeba-like, I would have to say. And so now it seems like they're getting some strategy on that track, and I think they really need to do that, especially if they're going to close this gap a little bit more.
Definitely, and Ventura seems to be taking advantage of the energy level of Sonoma. Sonoma just, they're like a little poodle. They're getting a little too excited, and Ventura's been able to take advantage of that. What I am curious to see is whether Lana Payne is going to be able to kind of settle into her usual groove. She's usually one of the top scoring jammers for Ventura, and she's still shaking off that road trip from San Francisco, but she has less than, she doesn't even have a half, 30 minutes to do that. So it looks like the heavy lifting will still continue to be on Channing Hayden for the big points for Ventura at this moment. But as we have seen this weekend, all kinds of things can happen.
Absolutely. So Lana Payne is trying to squeak on the inside on her tippy toes, and she does it. Absolutely. Lead jammer position for Ventura is Lana Payne. Foxy Trotter behind her in the pack still, not able to get past TK.
Nice swarming by the Ventura defense at the front of the pack, able to hold in Foxy Trotter until Lana Payne comes up for her first scoring pass for Ventura. Lana's being told to call it. She obeys.
That Sonoma pack just frustrating Lana.
No points for either team. Lana just held to the back there. Sonoma's defense setting it up very well in back. So the score remains 111 for Ventura, 139 for Sonoma. 18 minutes left in the game.
We have Malice in Chains lining up for Sonoma County. She's going against Channing Hayden of Ventura County.
Channing Hayden, her athleticism is just unreal. She doesn't seem to get tired. And she's been the go-to jammer for them all weekend long, and she gets lead jammer right now.
She definitely has that lengthiness. Oh, power jam now.
Called on Malice in Chains. This is the 5th power jam, I believe, in favor of Ventura in this game. And actually, by my very rough count, both teams have had the same amount of power jams. Channing Hayden through for another 5 points for Ventura.
This is where the strength of Sonoma County will have to come into play for their pack.
Nice assisting by TK. Now she goes on passive offense.
Great job.
And she goes to the penalty box.
That'll be her 6th penalty. So she's got to play it very safe now, I believe. Or just go balls to the walls and just see what happens.
One extreme or the other, I imagine, will be happening. Ventura gets bumped up to 119 points, 139 for Sonoma. 16 minutes, 33 seconds left in this game. This is definitely not, it's 20 points. That's not a big differential at this time. Ventura could totally come back and take this.
Absolutely.
Cinderosa on the jammer line for Ventura against Rowdy Bout for Sonoma.
Both packs just doing work right now.
Rowdy Bout for Sonoma gets out and gets lead. Rest of everybody else there still in turn 1. Cinderosa getting knocked to the infield. There's a forearm penalty being called on one of the Sonoma blockers now. That is KWOW. That is her 6th, I do believe.
Well, this will make for an interesting rest of the half, that's for sure.
Again, this is where the devil in the details are going to come in because neither team can afford to lose any of their key players. KWOW is definitely a key player. Rowdy Bout though, through for another 4 points for Sonoma. Cinderosa picking up 1 point on that go-around. So Cinderosa bumps up Ventura to 120. Sonoma 144 with just over 15 minutes left in this game.
Great work by Fatal Traction. I mean, she was just laying in to Sonoma's jammer without any sort of giveaway. So we're going to have an official timeout, I believe.
I saw Al Capone. He's the jammer ref. I saw him hold up 2 fingers instead of just the 1 at the end of that. So I think this is a score correction. I'm just going to guess because obviously I make up things. No, the score is staying the same.
Never mind, fool you.
Ha, 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 ha. Shut up, tear arm off. You don't know what you're saying.
How dare you have experience and then try to use it with your mind's eye.
Reps coming back to their starting positions. Oh, standard timeout. That's what Craig's Fist is saying. Lana Payne jamming for Ventura, going up against Shira Badass for Sonoma.
No pack is called. Lana Payne, Alice in Chains holds back Lana, and there, she lets her go.
Lead jammer to Ventura's Lana Payne. She's shaking off that road dust, apparently.
Now if she can just get through that Sonoma pack.
Oh, unable to stay inbounds. She has to reset behind Malice in Chains. Malice in Chains getting the attention of her teammates, saying, we got to stop her. Nice 3-wall in back.
Great job by Full Metal Jackie on hitting her out.
Lana Payne trying to take advantage of the little cracks in the wall. She makes her way through, calls it before Shira is able to score any points. That is 4 points for Ventura, 0 for Sonoma. 125 points total for Ventura against Sonoma's 148. Just under 14 minutes left in this game.
Channing Hayden lining up for Ventura. Foxy Trotter for Sonoma.
Foxy Trotter trying to take the outside line, but she gets beat by Channing Hayden, who gets out and gets lead for Ventura.
Both packs just loosey-goosey right now in turn 2. Cut track by Foxy Trotter. Power jam situation now for Ventura County.
This is the 6th power jam to Ventura's advantage. We'll see if Hayden is able to get all of the points for that. Ventura doing a little passive offense, letting Hayden push her way through to the end of the engagement zone. Nice assist by Fatal Traction as Hayden hits that front wall of Sonoma.
And Sonoma is starting to break down a little bit on their strong wall. Ventura definitely taking advantage of this.
Hayden coming up for another pass. Another fantastic assist by Fatal Traction.
Closing the gap on that point differential. Lots of yelling from both benches. Channing Hayden's going to call it off. We're going to see 5 points from Channing Hayden. The score now, 140 for Ventura, 148 for Sonoma. Sonoma is asking for an official review.
The clock is stopped at 12 minutes, 24 seconds. So, yeah, remember that thing that we said that if Ventura got a power jam that they'd be able to even the score out more?
A little bit.
Yeah, now it's an 8-point game. This just got ridiculously more exciting than it already was. And, again, I have been sitting on the edge of my seat this entire game. This is the last chance for one of these teams to move up and cause some damage and going for the big trophy, the big painted ore that Battle for the Coast has every year as the trophy.
So while they're thinking about giving a call either way on the official review, Ventura is asking for the crowd to get more involved, and they're responding positively. Rest are going to talk about what went down. After this game, we do have either Ventura or Sonoma going on to face V-Town.
So again, the game after this will be at noon, and as you were just saying, Cupcake, it is V-Town. Last chance for V-Town to stay in this, going up against the winner of this game. And the winner of the next game will face SFV for the championship at 2 p.m. local time.
SFV having a very light day yesterday.
One whole game. They were seeded first, and that is what you get when you come in as the number one seed. You only have to play one game to prove whether you earned that top seeding or not, and they did prove that.
It's amazing work. So, face off today at 2 o'clock, and whoever they face will be very, very tired, I imagine. Just, again, back-to-back work. I'm wondering now, we have one of our announcer buddies going out there, that's Ulrich. He's figuring out what the penalties are. I'm curious to see how many more penalties were added to certain players.
Well, we're going to get a clue by 4 by Craig's Fist right now. Sonoma County called for an official review on the out-of-play call that Malice and Chains got at the end of that last jam. However, the call stands. That means Sonoma has lost their official review for the rest of the game. Malice and Chains, who is one of Sonoma's jammer, she's been thrown into the jammer rotation fairly regularly and doing great work in the pack. So I can see why Sonoma would want to challenge that, because they need her on the track, not in the penalty box.
Agreed. It's just unfortunate that there's only one review for that team for the rest of the half, and so they'll just have to deal with the fact that they won't be able to call any more official reviews. So they're just going to have to play their time very smart. This is a time where they really need to come together and just skate as clean as possible, because whether or not somebody goes to the penalty box, there's not a lot of control that you have over that, so you kind of, unless you're skating clean. So let's hope for the best for Sonoma.
Yeah, as I was thinking about this earlier, because during the SFV V-Town game, SFV was kind of spread out a little bit, and I can hear people in the crowd yelling to keep it tight and clean. And it's like, yeah, you want to be as tight as clean as a new skater's trunks. Just tight,
nice.
So tight you squeak and you stay on the track.
Amazing job by Ventura, just coming back from a deficit. Only 8 points are separating this team now.
Cinderosa jamming for Ventura up against Rowdy Bout for Sonoma. A wall of green in the front. Cinderosa just manages to wiggle through. I don't even know how she did it. She does get lead jammer for Ventura.
She's using the power of the crowds cheering, I believe. Oh, she's just coming in so hot, but she just squeaks to the outside. She's going to grab that. 4 points.
It's a 4-point game now. 144 points for Ventura, 148 for Sonoma. And it is a scientific fact that a skater plays better the more encouragement and yelling she gets from the crowd.
Absolutely.
11 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. I see Lana Payne out there on... Is that Lana Payne?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Lana Payne versus Foxy Trotter on the jammer line. Lana Payne trying to take that inside line. Foxy Trotter stuck behind a wall of green in the back. Both of them pushing as hard as they can.
Straight Jacket just giving a hard time.
Foxy Trotter going penalty box for a back. That is the 7th power jam in Ventura's favor now. This is Lana Payne's chance. Straight Jacket holding back Lana Payne. Now She-Ra Badass doing her best to hold back Lana Payne. Lana gets lead jammer for Ventura.
Wow. Penalty in this very last few seconds for Sonoma. Full penalty box right now. Lana Payne just trying to get through Spacey Lords right now. She does. Tippy toes on outside grand slam.
And notice how careful Spacey Lords is skating right now because she was sitting on 5 at the half as well. So she has to be careful. She wants to be a help to her team. Lana Payne making it through.
Wow. Can you believe that Spacey Lords got a penalty, surprisingly? She was, well, you know, from our view, it looked like 20 feet within, but you never know the view. She's out of play.
I cursed her. I said something about how clean she was playing, and then she goes to the penalty box.
Look what you did, Tara Armoff.
We have the second lead change of the game. Ventura has pulled ahead 159 points to Sonoma's 148. Less than 10 minutes left in this game.
10 minutes left, and 10 points are separating these teams now. I mean, I'm kind of on edge right now figuring out how the rest of this is going to be played. There is a timeout asked by Sonoma County.
So it must be a regular team timeout because they do not have any official reviews that they can use. And they do have the timeouts to use.
Yes.
Both teams have two. Well, now Sonoma will have 1 timeout after this. Ventura will have 2.
You know, they might just be trying to ice Ventura's momentum here. I know I would strategically try to do that if I had the option. Ventura is hitting a nice stride. Lana is starting to feel her sea legs out here, getting used to it. So, you know, both teams just amped, I think.
Very, very amped, and I think the pressure is beginning to get to Sonoma. This is a good time for them to call a timeout. Not only does it ice Ventura a little bit, it gets them recentered to where they were earlier in the game when they had that lead for so long.
Oh, absolutely.
It was regular team timeout, as Craig's Fist likes to say. No problems, no complaints.
Good call on Sonoma County, though, because they do need to get it together, get it a little more tight, especially in their pack control. And, you know, we've been seeing it all day, penalties.
Channing Hayden sorry about that. Channing Hayden jamming for Ventura, taking that outside line, tippy-toeing her way through. Rowdy Bout it, going on the outside, big long strides. She gets pushed out, gets lead for Sonoma County.
She's like, what, lead change? I got to work on this. So Full Metal Jackie trying to hold back Channing Hayden.
Nice work by Lucille Balls, trying to keep Hayden contained in the pack. Wow, Rowdy Bout it goes sliding out on turn 4. A little slow to reset because I think she had to adjust some equipment there as she gets back up. She's on her scoring pass. She has a 3-wall to beat in the front. She's going to try and push them out on 20 feet. She tries to stay in. She has to reset behind. Hayden makes it out of the pack on her initial pass.
And that was Lipsy Bithnath that did some great work, making Foxy Trotter just recycle all the way back to the back of the pack.
4 more points for Sonoma. 152 points for Sonoma overall, 158 for Ventura. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting. I love it.
I love that. So many bucks.
Cinderosa back on the jammer line for Ventura, going up against Malice and Chains for Sonoma. Malice and Chains gets out, gets lead right out of turn 1 for Sonoma.
This is some strategy here because Malice and Chains knows exactly what she needs to do. Cinderosa right behind the pack. Like we said, strategy. Malice and Chains hits it, quits it, grabs the 4 points.
2-point game right now. 156 points for Sonoma, 158 for Ventura. 7 minutes, 35 seconds left in this game. Sonoma, that timeout seems to have worked well for them. I think they've recentered themselves a little bit. And Ventura, but Ventura is not giving up. They're still playing very excellently. No one has fouled out, I don't think. We've come close. We have people on the edge, but everyone is playing smart. And I probably just jinxed that.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out. Lana starting to find her way to the little 2-wall there at front.
Foxy Trotter trying to squeak through on the outside. Ventura just waterfalls with her all the way through. Lana Payne going down in the infield. Foxy Trotter trying to juke and jive her way around that 3-wall.
Steel ball is headed to the penalty box for a back block.
She-Ra Badass holding back Lana Payne all by herself. Lana Payne, though, just says, fine, I'm just going to juke to the inside, and I'm going to get lead jammer.
Good job on Lana Payne. You know, she's going to have this power jam now, so this is a capitalization she might want to use.
The 8th power jam in favor of Ventura in this game. Lana Payne patiently trying to work through that 3-wall that Sonoma has set up in the front. She's doing a great job pushing them out. Sonoma's doing a great job bridging.
She's going to call it off after She-Ra goes to the penalty box. So they're going to start this next jam with 2 blockers in the box for Sonoma.
And it is a power start for Ventura. The Sonoma jammer is standing in the penalty box, so that means she has less than 10 seconds to serve. Channing Tatum on the line for Ventura. This might be do or die for Ventura right now. They absolutely need to take advantage of this power start. Nice assisting by her team for Channing Tatum.
Penalty box releases everybody for Sonoma County. Channing Tatum just trying to get through Lucille balls.
Foxy Trotter trying to find her way through as well. She has one to beat. She's trying to use her fast feet. Really nice recycling by Ventura. Foxy Trotter stays in bounds and gets lead for Sonoma.
Spacey, excellent work, giving Channing Tatum just the hugest time. A huge hit from Straight Jacket.
Channing Tatum stays in bounds on the track. She doesn't have to reset behind everyone, though most of the pack passes her anyway. Foxy Trotter on her scoring pass. She gets hit to the outside. She gets sent way, way back.
And we have a star pass from Channing Tatum. She's going to hand it off to someone has a stashed star in their pocket.
Foxy Trotter through. That is 5 points for Sonoma County. 2 points are separating these teams right now.
Queen of the Vial, I believe, is the one stashing that star. So she's trying to get past Spacey Lords, recycling. Interesting recycle.
Nice work. She saw that open inside line. She set herself up to take advantage of it with the greatest speed possible. Foxy Trotter getting through. We have another lead change back in Sonoma's favor. This is the third lead change of the game. It's 3 points separating these teams. 166 for Sonoma, 163 for Ventura. 4 minutes left in this game.
3 points, OMG. Freaking out. It's getting really exciting. You know, I feel really bad for Ventura because I felt like that last jam was, you know, a lot of fumbling of the star a little bit towards the end. Channing Tatum did a great job starting off that jam, and then with the star pass, it got kind of lost behind Sonoma County's wall. So
Ventura is calling a team timeout right now. Smart move for them to do that. They're taking advantage of the clock in that way. And again, this is what they need. It's like, okay, that last jam, we didn't like the way that ended up so much. So what do we need to do in the next 3 minutes and 49 seconds to get back at least 4 points so we can win and play in the next game?
exactly. I think Sonoma does know strategy very well, and Ventura does know how to really pick up the speed and use the momentum to in their favor. So we're going to go ahead and see how well they do after these team timeouts. Both of them just doing work in this last half.
It's funny when you were saying that you were kind of feeling sorry for Ventura. I feel sorry for both teams in that whoever wins has to play immediately, and then whoever
Absolutely.
loses is done. But they're not playing. No one's playing like a loser. It's like, and Sinister Minister and I were talking about this yesterday. It's like we don't like saying losers. We want to say they're like the consolates because it's a consolation.
Absolutely.
So it's like the winner and the consolators.
Well, the games played today are just going to be such high caliber compared to yesterday. So, oh no!
Malice in Chains on her way to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. Cinderosa jamming for Ventura.
I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone did. Even Malice in Chains like, are you kidding? I got a penalty? That is 5 points. Another lead change in favor of Ventura. 168 points to 166 on Sonoma's side.
Cinderosa just blowing by that wall. 5 points. The crowd is getting very feisty now. Nice assisting there.
Really nice work. Malice in Chains is through as well. She gets through on her initial pass. Cinderosa, though, calling it off. She has regained the lead for Ventura, 178 to Sonoma's 166. 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in this game.
Everybody is pumping up the jam right now. Freaking out, fans, coaches, staff. It's getting bananas out here.
Lana Payne on the jammer line for Ventura, up against Rowdy Bout It for Sonoma. Each team staying very consistent with their jammer rotation, and why wouldn't they? All of the jammers that we have seen in this game have performed very, very well. Lana Payne getting out. Oh, she gets the track cut. She gets sent to the penalty box. That is Power Jam number 6 in favor of Sonoma now. We'll see if, but Rowdy is also on her way to the penalty box for a track cut. Very emo jam. Everyone's getting track cuts. That means this will be a 2-minute jam.
And it's going to be the last jam. Maybe.
No, someone will call it
math. Let's just stop math and focus on the game. Lana Payne back out there. Straight jacket headed to the penalty box.
That's leaving a 3-wall of defense for Sonoma. Lana Payne has to be let go as Shira also on her way to the penalty box. Sonoma at a very distinct disadvantage right now. Rowdy Bout It making it through on her initial pass. Sugar Free on her way to the penalty box for Ventura. Lana Payne at the front. She makes it through. TK on her way to the penalty box. We just have a revolving door on that penalty box for both teams right now.
Absolutely. They're just hitting a left and right trying to get through this last jam.
Rowdy Bout It getting through for 4 points for Sonoma. Lana Payne facing Straight Jacket again at the front of the pack. Lana Payne makes it through. Straight Jacket on her way back to the penalty box.
They're throwing it all out there.
Might as well. It is do or die right now for both of these teams. 3 seconds left in this jam. 19 seconds left on the period clock. The jam is called. See who's called. If anyone going to call a timeout.
Somebody has to. 8. There we go.
Oh, calling that timeout. Ventura's actually smart of Ventura. They're in the lead. You would see why they wouldn't call a timeout.
Right.
Where Sonoma's saying, no, we want one last shot. 174 points for Sonoma. 186 for Ventura. Team timeout being called. We all know why they called it. It's just to add time to the clock to get that one last jam in. This is the last gasp for Sonoma County to get the chance to play V-Town in the next game and have a shot at SFV later this afternoon.
Just pins and needles right now, freaking out. Everybody's just like on their edge of the seats. Anything could happen in this last jam, honestly. I mean, there's been back and forth, power jams. I mean, if that happens for Sonoma, you don't know. You just don't know. I mean, they have Malice in Chains. She's an excellent jammer, very dangerous.
And Cinderosa has really found her feet the second half of this game, where she is just noodling through cracks in Sonoma's defense that no one else can see.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect way of saying it, noodling through, because she does. She's figured out her flow. Malice in Chains just punching through that last part of that wall. She gets the lead jammer.
Barely staying in bounds, like she was tiptoeing right on the line. She just shoots out of there. Cinderosa, though, making it out as well. Sonoma just breaking apart that pack. Ventura trying to race it at the front.
We are now only on jam time.
Malice in Chains, she calls it.
I don't think she meant to call it. She just immediately regretted it. She's trying to use the panty cover to cover her face. She doesn't know what she did. You know what? She was caught up in the moment, and that happens when it comes to a close game, I think.
This is what happens when you can't count and skate at the same time, apparently, because, yes, she did pick up 4 points for Sonoma on that pass. That is not enough to overcome Ventura's lead. The unofficial final, 178 for Sonoma, 189 for Ventura. Pulling out that win right down to the end. Very good job by both teams. Behind for most of the game, but once they were firing on all cylinders, they proved themselves to be unstoppable.
Oh, absolutely. Great job by both teams. In the end, that was just fantastic derby. Kicking it old school a little bit with all the penalties and just, hip hits and booty blocking. But, congratulations to both teams in this scenario. Great work.
And again, Ventura, what really made the difference for them is being able to take full advantage of the power jams that Sonoma handed to them. When Sonoma's jammers in the box, their defense just couldn't hold back Ventura at all. Ventura had excellent assists in those situations, and that makes all the difference in the world when you see a score like this.
And now they're calling it final, 178 Sonoma, 189 for Ventura. So Ventura's going to be moving on. They will be facing V-Town up here next.
That's right. They get a half hour of rest, and then they go up against V-Town. V-Town lost to SFV in the game before this, so V-Town has had some rest. It's going to be the strength and conditioning. How is that going to go for Ventura in this next game? That is the big question.
Well, stay tuned. We have about 30 minutes till some more derby. We'll figure out how this championship game may end later on today. So I'm Chloroform Cupcake.
I'm Tara Armoff, and we're going to take a rest because, oh my gosh, I don't think either of us actually breathed during that last.
I need a nap. I need a nap right now.
Okay, we will come back in about a half hour for the next game, V-Town versus Ventura, here in continuing coverage of 2015's Battle for the Coast.
Dude, I do a lot of shit around this house. You can pick up a little slack once in a while. All day long I cook and clean. Pick up kids, it's quite a scene. Dinner ready.
I'm on.
There we go. Raffle tickets out. Number 803-675.
Hi, this is Samba Cherry Bomb, and I'm here with TK from the Ventura County Derby Darlings.
How's it going, guys?
So, TK, your team went up against Sonoma yesterday. How do you feel your strategy as a team was different today coming into this game?
After playing 3 full-length bouts yesterday, I think going into today's game was to try to conserve energy as much as possible. I think it was kind of effective, although the score was a little bit different today than it was yesterday, but do what you can do.
It was awesome. So, today going into this bout, you guys are playing back-to-back now with V-Town. What is your team strategy to go into this game, and what do you feel is the benefit of playing back-to-back?
I think that we'll try to take advantage of the fact that we're warm. We can quickly adapt to what our problems were last game, and that's about it. Try to do our best.
Okay, and final question for today is, do you feel that there's been a difference in the tournament since it became a WFTC sanctioned bout this year?
I think that the strategy does have to make up for the fact that we're playing full-length bouts back-to-back usually instead of the shorter half-an-hour, 20-minute bouts that we've had in the past. So you have to adjust for that. More jammers is helpful.
Great. Thank you so much, TK. I mean, KT. TK. All right, bye.
Dude, I do a lot of shit around this house. You can pick up a little slack once in a while. All day long I cook and clean. Pick up kids, it's quite a scene. Dinner ready for the man. He gets only seats on his can. All I eat is a little bread. Why won't he just clean his plate? He gets home, he sits on the couch. I look at him and I start to shout. Why won't he just do the dishes? Why won't he just Dude, I do a lot of shit around this house.